Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to our class of plant systematics with the topic of families. We were discussing family Apiaceae, the carrot family. First, we discussed the diagnostic or distinguishing characters of the family, and then we started the discussion of its general characters, starting with the vegetative characters. Now we are going to take a look at its floral characters or the reproductive characters. So starting with inflorescence. You know what is an inflorescence? Inflorescence is basically a cluster of flowers or a group of flowers born in a specific manner, and obviously there is a full chapter devoted to inflorescence. We are not going to go through that, but a cluster or group of flowers is known as inflorescence. Now, what kind of inflorescence is found in Apiaceae? So it is a very characteristic inflorescence which we have already discussed, if you remember, when we were discussing its diagnostic or general characters. So umbel is the characteristic inflorescence of family Apiaceae or umbelliferae, as its previous name was umbelliferae, and it is still referred to with that name still in the botanical literature. So umbel, now this umbel has two varieties basically, a simple umbel and a compound umbel. Now what is umbel? We have already discussed it, that flowers seems to arise from one point. Few flowers, since the internodes are extremely short, so these are the flowers which are arising from or seems to arise from a common point. And we have the bracts of all the flowers here. So this is simple umbel, in which the main axis directly bears few flowers at its apex from the more or less same point. This is simple umbel, and if this axis gets branched and then those branches bear flowers, it becomes compound umbel. So the compound umbel would be like this one. Now these are not flowers, these are branches of the axis, and then these branches bear flowers in what we call umbellate manner. So here we have bracts, flowers here, and in this way, similarly on this branch, few flowers, and on this and this. So all the branches, they bear flowers in an umbellate manner. So this is a compound umbel, as you can see, that instead of a single umbel, we are seeing several umbels in a group. So this is one umbel, second, third, fourth. We have shown here, so to say, 5 umbels. So 5 simple umbels in a group. So it becomes a compound umbel. When the umbel inflorescence bears, so in compound umbel we have bracts here, as it says, surrounded by involucre bracts. So these are the involucrate or involucre bracts. So this is a compound umbel, and the previous figure was that of a simple umbel. So we have two kinds of umbels found in the family Apiaceae. However, not all the species or types in the family Apiaceae have umbel. We have plants like Centella and Azala, in which the flowers are solitary instead of an inflorescence. And in Eryngium, we have a head-like situation in which the flowers are crowded into a head. Now, a head or capitulum is also a type of inflorescence in which we have basically it's a spike-like inflorescence in which there is a flat receptacle or thalamus on which flowers are born, uh, usually in such a manner that flowers at the periphery are older ones and the flower in the center are younger ones. So somewhat like this. So this is a head or capitulum. So in Eryngium there is no umbel. Instead, the flowers are crowded into heads and surrounded by bracts. So we have mostly, which is the characteristic inflorescence, and that inflorescence is umbel, which may be simple or it may be compound umbel, surrounded by bracts. However, there may be single flowers, solitary flowers, no inflorescence like these species, Centella and Azala. And then we also have a head or capitulum, head-like or capitulum-like inflorescence in Eryngium. So these are various varieties of inflorescence, but mostly or usually it is umbel. And these are characteristic of the family and they are of generic and specific importance. That is the uh, growth of the main axis and arrangement and its branches. So these are taxonomic characters. However, we are interested in this part, which is the kind of inflorescence, umbel, simple or compound, and solitary flowers, or it may be a head. So that was the discussion of the inflorescence. In the next video, we are going to discuss the flower of family Apiaceae. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.